This is Miss Kdrama Addict coming back with you with a K-drama review. The one that I'm reviewing this week is called Chicago Typewriter. At first I was trying to figure out why they call it Chicago Typewriter, but after I watched it, then I understand why that's the title. It's based on reincarnation, where the main actor is Yo An-ing and In Soo-jung. I've never seen them before in any K-drama, so this was like my first time watching something with both of them in there. So the main actor, he started out as a writer back in the 1930s where the Japanese took over Korea, and he's like what we call an activist. In his writing concept, when he writes his stories, when a natural person would read it, they wouldn't understand it, but if you're a part of their movement, it's a message to do something. So in his writing, newspaper articles, he was writing things that they need to carry out in their task of trying to take back Korea from the Japanese. And it happened that a lot of people don't know that he's the main head of the movement. It's only his best friend knew about that he's the head of it. So he was basically trying to help some people, or he wear like a mask over his face so you can't really see who he is. So he's in the woods trying to protect some people. He protect this little girl, and at the time she was like, very appreciative, want to know now, growing up, who is it that saved her. So she got older, now became part of the movement, and she's a excellent markswoman in old Korea, to where in the 1930s. So they're reincarnated into the 20th century, like in 2017. So he's still a writer, but this time he's having a problem writing. He have a writer's block, but he's also having flashback memories that he can't place those memories where they're from, which is part of his reincarnation of being in the past. The young lady also have the same thing, but the really side part to this whole thing is this typewriter. This typewriter have a ghost trapped into it, and it's their best friend got trapped into the typewriter. And I'm not going to tell you why he got trapped in it. You really have to watch it to understand how come they got reincarnated, but he ended up coming back as a ghost instead of an actual person. So not everybody could see him, that he's a ghost, but he's doing some really strange things in this drama, to where he's a writer. He doesn't trust anybody because he got one of his first piece that he wrote was stolen by his professor's son, stole it. So for that, he have a big trust issue. He doesn't like a lot of people around him because when you don't trust people, you don't want anyone to be close enough to you for you to feel uncomfortable. So he basically just have his manager, his secretary, he's like his closest ally, and his producer that they produce his books and things like that. They're the closest thing to him. So he's in his house. This ghost now is now making himself more apparent. When the typewriter got from, because he went to Chicago on a book signing back in the US, signing books, he saw the typewriter and something just drawn him to it, that he tried to buy the typewriter, but the seller, the bookstore seller, didn't want to sell the typewriter. So the typewriter basically, just the ghost came out and start like tearing the place apart, to where he's like typing, send typewriter to. If I have a typewriter and they start typing stuff, I'm running. I'm not even gonna stick around to see what it's saying. I'm out of there. So he sent the typewriter to Korea to him. So the ghosts start coming more apparent, to where he's coming out of the typewriter and he's doing things, but only certain people can see him. He basically got into a lot of trouble because the young lady that plays the part of the co-star, he never liked her. You know, he never liked anyone. So when she first met him, because she's like, that's her big idol. You know, when you have an idol and you just worship someone, they can't do anything wrong and you just want to get to know them. She wanted that, but he doesn't want anybody to get close to him, so he thought she was like a stalker, trying to do him harm, you know, everything. He just not trusting or wanting to get to know her because he had problems, again, with trusting people. So in this K-drama, I liked it a lot because it was just, it's a big thing with trusting people. I have a little trust issue myself too, but with that end up being the way how they tell you the story from back in the 1930s to when he's reincarnated back into 2017, and how he end up having to change because now he end up having the ghost in the typewriter as his trusted ally. The young lady's now his trusted ally, which is his love interest. And the gentleman that stole his book in the beginning, you know, I was like, wow, you know, how can you take something from someone and basically just claim it to be yours? You know, I have problems with that. I can't steal something from someone knowing that's their hard work. And he didn't have one bit of conscience as far as to what he was doing. That's his. He was just like, I want you to tell people that's mine. If you didn't write it, it's not yours. You know, but you really need to watch it because I understand, like, in the end, how the ghosts end up in the typewriter, and it is just brought a lot of things to forefront to where, you know, you have to look at things of what you do in the past, how it may affect your future, and that's where it comes from with this Chicago Typewriter. It's a great drama piece. You gotta follow it closely because it does go back and forth between different time periods. Because they have a lot to do with the reincarnation of him being back in the 1930s and now in the 2017, and writing basically the story from back when he was being you know, in the 1930s, doing things to help to change Korea. So check it out. It's called Chicago Typewriter. You can find it on, you know, Viki, or it's also on Netflix. I've seen it on Netflix. So check it out on one of those two places. And again, this is Miss Kdrama Addict. Please do, you know, visit my channel and subscribe because I do enjoy watching K-dramas. I watch them a lot. So I want to share them with you, what I'm watching. And right now I'm actually watching a couple other ones that are on Viki. They only give you like two episodes per week, so it's kind of making it hard that I can't watch it. I want to go through it as quickly as possible, but it's not allowing me to. So, you know, keep watching out for me. And this is Miss Kdrama Addict saying goodbye and see you next week.